I'm Noftsinger with Denison Yachting, and today we're in beautiful Miami with excellent weather to shoot a video of this Horizon. The E88, built in 2018, known as Satori, is what we're standing on right now. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough, show you all of the features that make this yacht amazing, and why the Taiwanese builders have done a fantastic job of capturing the United States market. Satori's had just 2 owners in her life, with the most recent one keeping her for nearly 5 years. In that time, she's seen a ton of love and affection and lots of upgrades. The yacht shows incredibly well, particularly in the engine room, which just saw a 3,000-hour service and a new paint job. This E88 Horizon measures in at 90 feet length overall with a 21-foot beam and is ideal for cruising the Bahamas with a 5.5 draft. And she gives a maximum range of 1,000 nautical miles. And today we're going to take you on a full walkthrough. We're going to start today's tour up here on the Flybridge. There's a ton of space, and as you can see, you've got all the amenities. We're going to begin here in the aft deck. This yacht has a ton of versatility, and this space, which is typically a working deck, is no exception. The tender is currently in the water. We used the steelhead davit to put that in earlier, but it frees this up for all this outdoor furniture so you can start to customize the yacht and envision spaces as you would use them. This space is complemented nicely by a real grill that sits up here. It's not a small one, it's not 2 side by side, it is a full propane real grill. Moving forward, we go into the air-conditioned section of this Flybridge, which is absolutely clutch. There's 72,000 BTUs of AC in here for your bar, for your outdoor formal dining, and it's connected really well with the aft deck. So the space, kind of like the whole boat, is really wide open, and it gives you a ton of amenities, as you can see in front of you. We'll dive further in on the port side, beginning with this bar area. It's got a nice double level setup. There's a full sink, refrigerator, ice maker, really nice tuck away bar stools. They just slide right out, so you keep this easy to access, and it's the perfect serving area for all your guests when they're gathered here for any kind of outdoor dining. This space is actually large enough that we could put a Peloton, as you can see over here on the port side. With the Miami skyline behind me, you can see entertainment is pretty paramount, but there's 2 reasons for a Flybridge on a yacht this size, and this is the business end. Up here we've got our Helm station. It's expansive, and this is the primary location that you would drive a yacht from. This spot gives awesome visibility in 360 degrees. There's no obstructions really anywhere, so it's a really nice place for a captain to feel comfortable while underway. You've got a real captain's chair, it's center line, and everything falls right to your hands. You've got your Garmin autopilot, you've got Maxwell screens here so you can actually chain count when you're anchored out like we are now. You've got your cat displays, spotlights, redundancy on tons of stuff, 3 Garmin screens, a Maritron shipped computer system, and our ABT track stabilizers over here. From a docking standpoint, you've got hydraulic bow and stern thrusters, really great setup. Behind me, we've got a Sunbright TV. This works great in really bright weather. It's a TV, it's a monitor, it does duplicate some of the systems here, and it's also the monitor for the security camera system found on board. The last thing to highlight, if you want to join the captain up here while you're underway, there's bench seating to port and starboard. One thing I'd like to point out before we leave is that there are a host of upgrades. The enclosure's in great shape, the soft goods are in nice shape, and the boat shows extremely well. If you're a taller person, like my client happens to be, here and the rest of the boat have over a 6'3" for headroom. That wraps up the Flybridge. From this Helm station, we're gonna take this set of stairs down to the Salon. Welcome inside Motor Yacht Satori. This is the main deck, the Salon, Galley, dining area, all of it combined into one huge space. The whole superstructure from the stern to the bow is unobstructed. There is a partition we'll show you later, but the space feels absolutely massive as a result. We'll begin here in the aft of the Salon. When you first walk in, you've got this really nice transition floor, the marble stainless steel insert into the wood. Looks really nice, and it gives you a nice warm feeling as you walk in, and the rest of the boat sets an expectation right there. Lots of space for entertaining, tons of seating. You got your TV here on the starboard side. Right here, we've got access down to the crew quarters and engine room, which we'll check out a little later on. One last thing, we do have a full day head. I love that it's located right here where we're in between, servicing both spaces really nicely. Continuing forward through this nice salon area, we jump right into the dining room. This is the formal dining room on board, inclement weather. Everybody's got easy access all the way around for all 8 guests on board. Lots of storage for all of the cutlery and all the plating. Everything's got a home. That's really nice to find. There's a lot of focus into these boats from a more liveaboard oriented owner, and storage is the most critical aspect of that, being able to stay on, carry things with you, and provision for long term. So nice to find, and we will go into the galley next. Before we head to that galley, we've got a little bar prep service area. There's an ice maker, a wine chiller, and tons of storage right here. Heading forward into the galley, we've got this nice partition that will drop down while we talk, but that gives you a little bit more privacy. If there's catering or whatever, or something needs to be separated, you can, and it breaks the boat up nicely. But we've got a traditional country kitchen style galley, tons of appliances. They're all household level, they're all big, and that's again the theme you're gonna see throughout the boat. Tons of provisioning for any chef to cook any meal for all these awesome venues to have your dinner or whatever meal. This entire boat is a really nice blend of tradition and modern. You can see it on display with the decor. Like when we came in, you've got that entry foyer with the marble that's duplicated here and all the stainless steel insets. Lots of attention to detail, and it shows really nicely. We've got a trash compactor here, a full-size oven behind me, stovetop, dishwasher, the twin sink basins here, disposal. It's truly a complete kitchen and more than a galley. Over here on the starboard side, we've got some of the yacht's cold storage on display. We've got a refrigerator, 2 drawer refrigerators, and 2 freezers, and then there's 2 more freezers over on the port side under the counter. That brings us all the way forward, and this is kind of the gathering spot on board. It's gonna get used typically more than the formal dining area. It's a really nice breakfast nook, and this yacht is really about like family and being together, and this space really embodies that. You can picture yourself up here making breakfast for the kids, or just having a nice cup of coffee, or maybe you use it as a workstation, and it's just a nice versatile space, but it's very warm and inviting, and again, really what this yacht's all about. A really cool feature on board is the lower helm. Lower helms are sometimes big, sometimes they're a little smaller, but they're still in the way, and I've talked about it in a lot of videos, but having them tucked away like Horizon did on this E88 is really nice, because it doesn't interrupt any space on board. So if you do have an inclement weather situation, your lower helm's here with all your instrumentation, everything pretty much that's up there, duplicated here, just a smaller footprint. Now that we finished up this main deck, we're gonna head down some stairs and check out the 4 guest accommodations. Let's go. Stepping down the stairs from the galley area, we reach the companionway that accesses the staterooms. Heading forward brings us to our first stop, the VIP. The VIP, like everything else, is huge. There's a centerline queen facing aft, loads of hanging locker space, a flat screen TV on the wall, storage everywhere, its own private ensuite, which is pretty generous itself. As we move aft, we have our first guest stateroom on the port side. It features a side-by-side with its own ensuite, and it's a convertible stateroom, so you can push these beds together on the track system on the floor. Heading aft and looking to starboard, we reach our last stateroom before the master. This stateroom's pretty much an identical setup to the one we just saw, only it features a Pullman. And just forward is the ensuite. Back in the companionway, just before we enter into the master stateroom on the port side, we have a full-size washer dryer. the first set of 2 found aboard. Located all the way aft, down the companionway, we've got the master stateroom. It's a full beam, huge windows, kind of cool. They're in the shape of an H, let in lots of natural light. There's an abundance of storage down here as well, as you've seen throughout the yacht. A full walk-in closet on the port side. There's a TV on the forward bulkhead facing aft. And then over on the port side, we've got our master head. We've got the nice marble floors that you saw accenting the galley and the foyer. And flanking to either side is a walk-in shower and a head. Our next stop today is going to be the bow. You can access that through one of 2 doors, one on port and one on starboard. Up here, we've got storage to port and starboard. These are nice and large, can carry a lot. And then we've got what we've become accustomed to on these yachts is a forward seating area. And something they did nice that not everybody else does is they elevated this space. So you've got really nice views. You're just over the gunnels. And it provides for an excellent venue to just kind of kick back, relax, and get a little solitude. Just in front of us, we've got a lounger, and then in front of that, we've got our ground tackle, and there are 2 windlasses, both hydraulic, very robust, and it's an easy platform when it comes to anchoring out. We're here on the aft deck of Satori, and it's a really well thought out, nicely planned space for you to enjoy with a little bit of shade. Great when you're at the dock or out on the hook. All the way aft, you've got built-in bench seating, really nice coverage above you with recessed lighting and a fusion sound system. You've got your table center line, you've got your teak underfoot. Everything looks and feels like a yacht should. And moving forward, we get a couple of features that you don't always see: an outdoor full wet bar, refrigerator, sink, all that good stuff. We've got the stairs taking us up to the Flybridge that we saw earlier, and then just next to it, we've got a little cabinet that's got our back down station, and it's got a hardwired remote as well, making docking to either port or starboard really simple. All the way aft, we've got our swim platform in Beach Club. It's a really unique feature to find a true beach club on a yacht this size, and having it connected to the swim platform like this is a really cool setup, and you're gonna see why. This entire section of the aft will actuate up hydraulically to give you access inside and give you a mixed use space, which is a beach club. And they're awesome to find on a yacht in general, let alone one this size. Got a full kitchen. This doubles as crew quarters, so nice double play there, utilizing the space as best they can. Access to the rudders and all the steering right here under the stairs. You got a full washer dryer here, and then as we head further in, you come to the crew quarters. This is the crew quarters on board Satori. It's a pretty generous space because you have that little lounging area in the back. Here, we've got an over-under, captain's quarter, and they share this head. We step in through a watertight door to Satori's engine room. Huge engine room. It's 7 feet tall in here. Adequate space on the outside. Awesome C32 engines. This yacht will cruise at 18 knots on the high side. Long range cruise of around 9 to 10 knots, and she'll top out at 22. This is where the heart and soul of the boat is. Found on the outboard side of either engine, we've got 2 Onan generators. This boat's seen a ton of updates. Over here on the port side, we've got brand new chillers. We've got a water maker in here. We've also got all of our hydraulics for the 0-speed stabilization. That wraps up our tour today on board Satori. This E88 is available for inspection by appointment in Miami, Florida. Please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me or my wife, Carrie, anytime. We'd be happy to get you on board Motor Yacht Satori and show you what makes her so special.